To all my book club members, this is the Garden Library. And this is where I'm going to open up a plethora of books that I've read over time. So I've been a reader for quite a long time. And I wanted to share some of the books with you along this journey without necessarily doing a book review. And my list is on Goodreads. I also have a collection of library books that I've read over time, books I've collected from my youth that I can remember that made strong impressions. But I'm not necessarily going to go that far back in doing reviews of some of those works, but I do want to mention them. And I also want to mention the journey of the star ratings that I give books, and where I don't get into a lot of descriptions online. I tend not to do reviews on books that I've read online. Here, I'll give you a little more insight into what I found when I opened these pages. Also, one of the things I want to share is that within Goodreads, I have subheaders of what I find when I read a book. And they include, especially for my one-star category, books that I tried and they sucked, books that I could not finish, and books that I just couldn't get past the first chapter. For whatever reason, I'm not trying to yuck anybody else's yum because, again, it just depends on your journey what you find enjoyable. But I will say that in these particular reads, and where I'm going to start opening my library doors, are three books that I went through and found one-star ratings. And the first book is The Orpheus Deception by David Stone. I'm not going to be able to share with you my thoughts on this book because it got rejected with all three of the subheaders. And so instead of going back and trying to figure out what I absolutely did not like and rereading a book that I gave a one-star rating to, I'm just going to list it here. Now, if you've read this book and you found it enjoyable, let me know. Maybe I should go back and give it another try. But where I'm at in my journey of books is if within the first 50 pages you don't grab me, you're going to get booted from the library or at least the reading experience. If I own the book and it's in my library and I can't return it, it is what it is. So that's the first book we're going to talk about. Now, the second book is by Rob Lowe, and his first memoir was such a fantastic journey. I was super excited to read more from Rob Lowe. Unfortunately, I did not enjoy Love Life. I don't know what I was expecting, but I did not find it in those pages. Again, if you found something that was worth reading, if there's a story or a narrative that I missed because it died for me fairly early and so I reshelved it, please let me know. I don't own the book and I should be able to get it from the library again because I think that's where I got it from the first time. And hopefully, you won't have to spend a lot of money. You can go to your local library and find this book, but if it's something that turns out to be something you enjoy reading and you own it, let me know. My third book is Eve by Kat Bonham. I always say that wrong, and please excuse me. I don't mean to be rude. I'm just having trouble with the pronunciation of this name. This was a book club assignment for another book club I belong to, which is in virtual reality. And it was selected by a dear friend of mine. And normally the picks for that group have been pretty good and entertaining reads. But let me tell you why this was not at all enjoyable for me. I honestly feel like this book was a peer review, something that a PhD student would say in a lecture to other students. And hopefully, that message got across because there were some wonderful seeds within this book that I think were worth mentioning. But it read like a textbook. I felt like this was a book that would be involved in either gender studies or in a biology course, and it just didn't read in the way that I enjoy a good novel. And so, with that being said, I don't necessarily, I wouldn't necessarily say this is a bad book. Do you hear my cat? He is dying to get out of the room because he knows somebody else is over there. But anyway, this wasn't a bad book. It was just a book that I didn't enjoy because I enjoy books that read in a way that are much more fluid. And so for that, I didn't finish it and I didn't particularly enjoy it. But maybe you did. Several in the book club found the book enjoyable. So I would say if it's something you're interested in, or if you've read things by this author in the past and you enjoy them, give this a try. But it was not my flavor. So winds up in the 1-star library section. We're going to be building that over time, so keep a lookout for my 1 stars. Feel free to come inside the library at any time. I'm glad to share some of these with you. And again, if you found them enjoyable, I'd love to hear about it. Talk to you soon when the library doors open up again. Have a great read.